Hey, yo. Out here once again, it is the Uncorrupt stream. We're cheesing some folks out today. With Dungar Druid, that means we're going to be ramping a lot, and then we're going to be playing some of these big minions. I don't know what you thought of the thumbnail for the stream, but I really liked it, man. The cheese, that's an interesting looking cheese character. We're probably about, I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 to 25 minutes before I actually become the cheese. Take another look at it if you don't understand what I'm talking about.
My heart is one with the eternal forest.
I feel like you just keep the ramp with this deck. I want to ramp as much as possible, so I think I'm keeping the Malfurion's Gift. And play a Wild Growth, even on turn 2 with the coin here. Also, we have early Trail Mix, Cluster, Marin. It's already looking pretty good. Hopefully not a lot of early game pressure from our opponent. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to get this down as early as possible. So I'm definitely going to Wild Growth on turn 2. Coin it out. Ooh. Does that change anything? Next turn, if I just Trail Mix here, that gives me 5, coin for 6, and play the Crystal Cluster. And then I can actually just save the Malfurion's Gift. I think I like it.
Let's see.
Ramping 3 mana crystals this early is good. Still need to see exactly what our opponent's playing here. Could be hand buff, could be Pipsy. I think that's the two main paladin decks. Beep boop. Honk honk. So they drew, what they draw, like the weapon and then the Titan, potentially? This actually just guarantees Puppet Master Dorian. It's like the only thing in the deck that that this does is just draw the Puppet Master Dorian. I'm going to keep to the plan and ramp. I can actually just go ahead and Marin next turn. And card draw is so good. We have so much expensive stuff in the deck. Hopefully we don't absolutely whiff. I know when other people play this deck they don't whiff, like when I'm against them. But if we can like high roll a Dorian or a Dungar, we actually just win on the spot, I think.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Come on, man, we cheesing. We cheesing. I'm like chomping at the bit. I want my opponent to hurry up and take their turn so that I can. So I feel like when other people play this, they get like 20 to 25 mana worth of free stuff, man. If I hit a bunch of like stuff down here on the deck list,
Overboard on the sides.
I'm gonna be giga sad. They got the early Pipsy, so in order for this to be like fair in any way whatsoever. Do I actually, let's see, if I open summons, that puts me down to 6 cards in hand, and then I draw, I think it causes me to overdraw 1. Or actually, I go down to 5 when I play this. I forgot Kobold was a 4-cost card that was in the deck thanks to the Marin, but it's fine. Whiff, whiff, and whiff. So again, when I see other people play this deck, they get like 25 mana worth of free stuff. Meanwhile, here I am with an absolute goose egg. My opponent makes this trade. Well, just so they don't know, or they don't have any question about what happened here.
I can't win them all.
Absolute hogwash, man. I have never seen, when I've played against other people playing Dungar Druid, I've actually never seen them hit such low-cost cards. I paid 3 mana, and I barely even got 3 mana worth of stuff out of my deck at 0 cost. Other people do it, man. They hit like Dungar, they hit ENR. Absolutely insane. So, if you're going to play this deck, make sure that you are luckier than I am. Because everybody knows the skill in Hearthstone is actually just how lucky are you. Don't go too crazy, though. You don't want to use your big swing of luck on Hearthstone. You know, you might actually want to use it to win the lottery. Fall butt backwards into a load of money. You don't necessarily want to use it to get 25 mana worth of stuff off of Wondrous Wand while playing Dungar Druid. Could have been a premature concede there, but that game was probably not going to be good for my mental health, so we just get out of the game quick. That's also going to be the unluckiest game of the stream, so we're feeling good going forward. Oh!
Versus Malfurion.
We might have a fellow cheeser here.
Glorious, guide me to victory.
Ishnu Allah, Archdruid.
I don't think I can keep the cluster without having some earlier ramp, but I do want to keep the Oaken summons. Like, even just coining this on turn 3. I can actually just get a turn 2 Dorian with the Oaken summons. It seems pretty good. Our opponent likely won't be able to remove it. I guess it depends on what deck they are and what they've done. But a turn 2 Dorian is likely to stick. And then if we can get like some 1-mana copies of, you know, some of this bigger stuff, it's going to be really good. As our opponent here is carefully going over the mulligan. And I'm kind of at a point, I used to get like mildly frustrated when people would take a lot of time in the mulligan, or if they would like rope turn 2 or rope a really easy turn. But I feel like the Hearthstone client is so bugged right now, like they could actually just be disconnected or, you know, frozen Hearthstone or something like that. Hey Quad. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well on a, what's today, Friday? So yeah, I'm gonna coin Innervate and get the Puppet Master out here. Hopefully it's not a top deck. 1 out of 25. I need to miss on the Dorian, and then also kind of just hoping to be able to get some value out of it. This deck does have like an Ungoro brochure in it though. And Pendant of the Earth. That guarantees minion draws potentially. There's a Dungar. I would have loved to get like a 1-cost copy of that. Too soon.
Merely a pawn for the Puppet Master.
But worst case scenario, I can play this actually on... I could play it on turn 5 if I wanted to reduce the cost of it, but this on 6, this on 7 for a big power play. Opponent shouldn't be able to remove this. Yeah, they're ramping. Another cluster.
All strings attached.
I'm gonna take some random nature spells here. Not great. Ooh, double ramp from our opponent. We know they're not Reno, but they're now way ahead of us in terms of ramp. So that's pretty good, though. I kind of think I even... want to try to protect one of these from swipe if I can. They have to swipe here, so that's going to leave the Dorian up. So that seems fine. This board is really intimidating. Our opponent's on 7 mana. They would need almost like a way to Yogg here, I think, to not die. Like, swipe isn't going to be good enough. They're going to get some healing. But, I mean, these guys generate additional 6/7s that go face. So there's going to have to be a swipe play here. They only heal for 4. They're dead. You're crazy. You're crazy. The turn 2 Dorian coming in clutch. Hitting the robot thingy is really good, man, because even the 1-mana version gives you a mini. So 2 1-mana minions that each summon a 6/7. Pretty strong. Definitely one of the power plays of the deck is getting down the early Dorian. You just kind of, it's nice if you have like a Pendant of Earth or Brochure to be able to guarantee value.
You dare challenge the war chief! Show me your
I'm
strength.
going to keep the gift again just because it's ramp. I think the only thing, at least in the couple of games that I've played with this deck, the only thing that I'm actually keeping is ramp. And I think you can probably keep Crystal Cluster if you have an additional ramp, like either this or a New Heights. Like this on turn 2 potentially hits a New Heights, which we would play over the Malfurion's Gift. Maybe you actually keep this too, but it's not a guaranteed. New Heights would be a good pick. Trail Mix also probably a good pick off of this. Trail Mix next turn would give us 5 mana, so not enough to be able to hit the ramp here. Check this guy. Really interested in this particular minion. We're going to ramp with 1 gift. Actually, next turn, it's probably just going to be a Trail Mix.
The best way. Time is running out.
Just going to take the other Malfurion's Gift. There's quite a few different versions of this list, and some of them are actually only running 1 copy of Crystal Cluster. So we'll ramp next turn. The one issue that we're running into here is actually not having big minions to be able to play. And not totally sure exactly what version of Warrior this is. My guess is that it's going to be Odin. Which means... Actually, this kind of looks like Reno. Unless I am crazy. We ramp here, and then... Next turn I can go like Oaken Summons, Pendant of Earth, and I can guarantee a 1-mana minion of my choice off of the Pendant of the Earth here, so... It's going to feel pretty good when it actually comes down. If our opponent's playing Reno, they've probably already lost. If they're playing Odin Warrior, which this would be a strange inclusion in Odin Warrior, just based on popular lists, then they're going to have a lot of ways to be able to remove boards. That being the case, like getting the extra 1-mana minions would be pretty good. Come on, man. I want to take my turn, please. I'm excited for the cheese that I'm getting ready to make here. I mean, it reduces 4 spells, which is actually really interesting. Making these free? How good is it? Probably pretty good. I'm not going to get any more mana discounts than that, so I think I'm going to start with this.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
Travel Master Dungar, we get the extra copy of it, and then we
Picture
jam
the
it.
adventure of a lifetime. And all thanks to me.
Unfortunate that we hit the Marin here. Pretty much our opponent really would like to have Brawl this turn. Actually had it far left. But we'll be able to follow it up with a second Dungar. So they would need like second Brawl or the Thrall's Gift. And actually one of the big boys ends up winning. Let's do it.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
Days is finally upon you.
Is it worth the risk? I think I have to do this for the Tendrils. And I'm risking my board here, so I might regret this, but there's no guarantee I can get value out of the Yogg. Brawl my own board, that's a classic. And the 3-3 wins.
Now I'm excited.
And all of my stuff, that's crazy. That is actually crazy.
Now I'm excited.
Deals octuple damage to minions. Absolute classic, man. These cards are trash. I'm just gonna concede. I guess that's what I get. I mean, I knew the Yogg was risky when I was taking the Tendrils, but I was afraid that they would remove the board and I would get 0 value out of the Yogg. If it doesn't Brawl and transform the Tendrils, maybe I was okay. Is there any playable version of Control Warrior at the moment? I would say that Odin Warrior. Definitely playable. Great deck. And it's functioning as a control deck. Up until the point that you're able to get the Odin down. And then, well, I guess it depends on what your definition of control is. Mech Warrior is playable. It's not necessarily like a true control deck, though.
Malfurion versus Darien Mograine.
The Knights of the Ebon Blade will not falter.
I must protect the wild.
This is interesting, but there's no guarantee that, even like with a turn 3 Dorian, it might just die against Death Knight, so I don't think I'm keeping these. I want to find some ramp. And then hope to draw into other things. No ramp. No ramp.
Nothing can catch my hounds.
Gonna take random nature spells here. Well, this will at least thin my deck. And the Deadly Poison is absolutely worthless. I think that's probably going to be the last time, unless I'm desperate, that I use this for random nature spells. Could have played the discount, it only would have been like 1 mana each, and I was kind of looking for something to do. Good news is, I now have something to do. And I'm taking the ramp here. There's an argument for swipe. I mean, it cleans this up pretty well. I might regret it if they play a location here, but pretty much with this deck, if we're not ramping and getting in towards our big minions, then we're probably just like playing too far away from our own game plan. Next turn, I've got potential Ziliax. I can get out the Amplified Elic, but We're way ahead of our opponent in terms of mana.
Ingredients? Who's asking?
Interesting. Created by natural talent. I mean, this is basically a board clear, right? 12, they have 3, 5, 6, 7. They have 14. It's basically a board clear. It allows me to save the Ziliax as well for something like a smaller board.
I wonder.
Need to find a travel master here soon. Boy, oh boy, oh.
Samples.
Also, Reska ends up being really good for him in this matchup because they're going to get to steal something big at some point, most likely. Reska should be like, what, 12 mana at the moment? They also didn't play their Frost spell, so we don't know if they've been able to discover maybe a second copy. Give a random minion in your hand 1/1. Swipe doesn't do a super lot here. Let's start with a trade. Pendant.
Action. Act. Perfection. Insignificant.
Stand and fight.
Unfortunate. So it looks like we're actually playing against Reno Death Knight. Actually, maybe not. Created by Hematurge. It could still be. Alright, here's the Dungar. Unfortunately, I can't play it this turn. If they had an extra minion, I would be able to funnel cake to be able to get him out. Actually, just can't do that. So... I'm gonna do this, and I will go ahead and take a trade here. One overload for next turn should be fine, I think. Drum Circle's also interesting. It might allow me to just actually end the game. A little bit of burst from hand. The next turn, Dungar. Also, I have a free funnel cake. Probably not using it. Next turn. Quartzite Crusher from Frost Strike, so it's not a Reska. I like it.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime. And all thanks to me.
The virtue of the wild.
I guess I just get this into my hand.
Time waits for no one.
I feel like, depending on what deck we're playing against, our opponent has a lot of ways to remove this board, and it's kind of like our only good board. It may have actually just come a little bit too late in the game. Not early enough to actually cheese the opponent out. Corpse Explosion. I'm just gonna get out of the game.
I can see.
They, unfortunately, not enough ramp that game. If you can get those boards out early enough, your opponent just can't remove them, which is basically what this deck does. Just cheese your opponents out. But if you're a little bit too slow, if you're too slow against decks that have removal, then they have removal and they have mana to be able to play it, like we just saw. And of course, if you're too slow against aggro, then you just get run over and die. Gotta get a little bit better at the cheesing here.
Goth versus Sarah.
Also, twice I've played Dungar, and both times it's hit Marin, which is not
Defend the blessings
what we're
of
really
the
looking for here. Which makes me wonder about this list in general. I've seen some versions that are running the 5-drop card. I can't think of the name of it. But it allows you to copy a card that's on the board. So if you did hit the Marin, it gives you the option. It like puts an extra copy in play and another copy in your deck. Might have to take a look at version number 2. Exciting stuff here. Hey Eric. Nice to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope your day is going well.
A limited time offer.
Our opponent is doing big spell mage things, and we are doing probably poorly. Yeah, I think I'm going to look into a different version of the deck after this game. I'm going to have to play Marin for card draw the following turn, but I'm kind of like out of big stuff to be able to hit, so it's more guaranteed that I hit the trash.
Don't use your head.
Also, if they had King Tide, man, I'm basically dead. That's crazy, dude. No ramp, so we've done nothing all game.
Relaxation for all.
8-11.
Thanks to me.
Kind of just dead here. Doing great, nice. Druid always needs ramp. Yeah, I've been going full mulligan for ramp, and I just kind of missed it this game. Pretty close to being dead here too. Lizard, that actually doesn't matter. Golden Kobold, I'm glad that's out of the deck. Oh. So, again, I mean, there was a pretty likely chance that I don't hit anything off of that, just based on having drawn so much of our late game stuff. But again, I've never actually seen another person playing this deck hit this low amount of mana of cards. That's 0 mana, 3, and 1. I paid 3 mana to discount 4 mana. And when I see other people play this, they discount like 25 mana because they hit all of their big game stuff, or all of their big time stuff.
I'll miss you.
Apparently I'm just really, really bad at the deck. But that's why we practice. All right, let me see about a different version of the deck here. This. Basically the same version. So this version plays 1 copy of the Shattered Reflections. That's the card I was thinking of. Add a copy to your deck and the battlefield. So if you end up with, say, like Marin on the board, you just hit it with this. I kind of wonder if maybe the better version is the version that runs like the 4 mana 6/8s. This one basically aims to cheat out the Dorian with the Oaken Summons, which can be good. But if you miss it, it's like -2 cards. If you draw the Dorian, it's like -2 cards out of your deck that could be like minions, for example.
Malfurion versus Cthulhu.
What a freaky skin, man. I still don't understand why they made this skin. I'm gonna keep the Oaken Summons just because we're against Druid. Coin this on turn 2 and do this on turn 3 to get the Dorian on the board. And then, again, just kind of hoping that we get some Dorian value. So turn 3, they're going to want to ramp as well. So, assuming the Dorian sticks, then we're going to get a 1 mana copy of a card of our choosing.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
So we got some potential with this game.
We all exist in harmony.
Our opponent is doing Reno Druid things. Ooh, they only had 1? They actually only had 1. Yeah, this is kind of OP now. I guess I just go ahead and play both. It's so strong.
All strings attached.
And it's more likely that this dies. It is vulnerable to swipe, but it is going to leave me some big minions still on the board. Turn 6 ramp into turn 7 this guy. But I mean, if he doesn't remove these, then I end up with a full board anyway. At which point, our opponent is kind of like dependent on hitting, what, a Yogg? Like even Ziliax might not be good enough against what we have here. Yeah, if I play the Marin from this spot, I'm actually missing a 6/7 that attacks immediately. And then I would probably want to take the Crown. From what I've seen so far, maybe the Crown is actually the better play off of Marin versus the card draw. Oh, wow. Yeah, they should not be winning this. Wasn't expecting that it was actually spell damage Druid. I would have guessed Reno, or maybe just, But they're really sweating here, too. Maybe just like a standard Druid. Can they actually clear this? They're drawing a ton of cards here.
Time is fleeting.
I don't think they're clearing. Maybe they just wanted like the APM practice for making their big turn. Interestingly enough, if I wouldn't have hit like the factory robot, we may have actually just died that turn, or come reasonably close to it. It's hard to know since they didn't finish their turn. Nah, I guess maybe not dead, but their turn would have looked different. They still draw all those cards, and then maybe they set up for like a Mista Vista. And they have a lot more health to play with.
Lunara versus Puxie.
Albobo.
Underestimate me at your peril.
I
like seeing the new heights.
Begins.
Double new heights, Dungar in hand. Interesting. I would like more ramp. Maybe like a trail mix and a crystal cluster. Opponent making the power play here. With the golden mining casualties. This board is crazy. Hopefully they don't have a location. With so many minions on the board, the location becomes really strong. Also, I'm just going to be taking a bunch of damage every single turn.
Stand the code.
Trail mix is perfect, so I'm going to be able to Dungar next turn. So I get beat up this turn, plus whatever they have. Then I Dungar next turn. So this is pretty good. That's a very decent-sized minion. Wide board. Our opponent's going to be at 5 mana, and we're actually going to be playing a Dungar here.
Those solves any problem.
I wish this was still in the deck that could have been drawn.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime. Relaxation from all and all thanks to me.
The virtue of the wild.
Alright, Yogg, I would like for you to please not destroy my board. Only the opponent's board. You hear what I'm saying, right? Do not blow up my board.
Time goes short.
Madness will consume you!
Okay. Okay.
Flower power.
I accept. Good job, Yogg. The 1 mana Yogg, significantly better than the 9 mana Yogg, by the way. With the proper coaching. Yeah, so, I mean, this is good, but it's nowhere near as good as it would have been if they had had so much more stuff on their board. I don't even mind seeing the Yogg die because he's just so risky. Additional ramp, huh? I think I actually just draw cards. Obviously, since I'm at full health.
The beauty of nature.
Probably just go ahead and discount while I can. And then, do I want an extra copy, maybe of like the Marin, to put back into the deck? Simply because I don't really have much of anything left. This allows me to put some value back in the deck. But really that value would only come in the form of... if I save it. I've played New Heights, so this is just nothing but ramp. Puts me on 12 mana next turn.
Time goes short.
I can get like an extra Ziliax in the deck.
All strings attached. Take a load off.
Could put an extra ENR in the deck, but again, there's not a whole lot of value to be had there. The only value of this is just like the crown. Alright, draw me a assembly. Oh, yes. I like it.
All strings attached.
I'm my best assistant.
I like it.
Awesome!
We could use another me.
There's always
Thanks for playing, brother. I hope you enjoyed your 5 mana as I sit over here on 12. The cheese is coming in hot. Interestingly enough, I think this version is only 1 card different from the version I started the stream with. Maybe I was just low rolling to start the stream. You've made it clear that you have a love-hate relationship with Yogg. Yogg is just really, really risky. Because you play it and ideally you're like, okay, I just cleared my opponent's board. But so many times, you know, you blow up your own board, or, you know, how many times have you played Yogg and it plays that spell where you deal, like, what is it, deal 7 and then draw that many cards or something and you just burn your entire deck? Yogg is just risky. So, yes, I love him when he does a good turn for me. I hate him when he does a bad turn for me. But that's the risk you take by playing the card in the first place.
Let the hunt begin.
But it's fun, right?
Fights back.
Yogg is so fun. So here's what I don't know. Do you keep Crystal Cluster without other ramp? I'm gonna say no, even though I'm on the coin. I'm playing against Hunter. That makes me think that they might develop an early board. I need to find, like, actual, like, Gift, New Heights. I guess, to a lesser extent, the Innervate.
One dose
Trail Mix.
solves any problem.
I can Wild Growth on turn 2 with the coin. Oaken Summons. I mean, I could get the Dorian out right now. If they have bananas, it just dies. So I'm gonna say that the better play is to just go ahead and ramp here. Assuming I don't draw the Dorian, I can potentially draw later into a way to be able to guarantee value off of the Dorian, or I could just play it this turn. I feel like if they had bananas, they would have buffed some of this stuff. So what if they actually just can't kill it? That's kind of my only play anyway.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
Also acts as healing. This is now a dead card in hand. You never want to draw both of these. And it's kind of the risk that you run by running 2 copies of it. Yeah, they still have to double trade. It's fine. We basically just bought ourselves a turn. This is a 5/5. So I can play this and innervate the crystal cluster. Kind of seems like something I'm interested in doing, right? So next turn I've got the Ziliax. It kind of puts an end to our opponent's aggression. So far it's kind of feeling like Reno Hunter. There are so many people playing Reno decks right now. I guess it's kind of like the main way to have fun with Hearthstone, as the meta has gotten kind of stale, but I've seen like Reno Death Knight, I've seen Reno Mage, obviously Reno Druid and Shaman. Still looking for like the Reno Rogue and Reno Demon Hunter, but there's probably people out there playing it. Barrel full of monkeys.
Magic and magma
Oh.
go hand in hand.
I don't know if Reno Hunter actually plays this card, or if I'm actually just against, like, Secret Hunter. You're late, man. Late. But it's fine. So the Ziliax just dies. They can trade for it with the minions they have on the board. And unless I draw something worth playing, I probably just have to do this. And this is probably a game where I'm going to be taking random spells, although it's typically not very good. Low impact, low value. In most cases. Trade both of these.
Perfection.
Gotta keep them tuned.
I kind of need to, like, top deck Dungar. I guess either Dungar or Marin.
Time moves quickly.
Pretty big minion. New heights. So Dungar is the easy pick here. Probably going to ramp, but I'm going to see what the nature spells I get are. Aftershocks. I'll be on 12 mana. This will be 3, so I can actually go, like, Aftershocks, innervate the Dungar. So I want to hit this to soften it up. Probably don't want to take the 6 here.
Good.
I thought about maybe breaking the Divine Shield so that it takes damage from the Aftershocks, but I think this will be fine. Actually, I don't even need the Innervate. I can just Aftershock and Dungar because of the discount. I would like to top deck exactly the Marin.
And magma go hand in hand.
Actually, a really strong board from him. It ended up being Token Hunter. And the Elec was kind of something that I didn't want to see here. And these are just big enough to not die. I could Aftershock, Innervate the Elec, though. Maybe that's the play. Save Dungar for next turn. Because this is like a board clear if that's the case. I guess they can hit these 3. This survives. But I think this is going to be the way that we win the game. They triple trade with these guys. This ends up living as a 6/1 plus whatever they play from their hand after the fact. think we're okay here. Again, I would like to top deck the Marin. I don't want this to just be spilled on the deck by the Dungar. And I guess any combination of these is good, but double Factory Bot ENR is probably the best. Otherwise, I'm rolling the dices on the Yogg again. Interesting that they play this first. Like, it just dies to the Death Rattle. Kind of tells me maybe they're not paying attention. Like, they should have made the trades first, unless... Yeah, I mean, all of this is just taking damage, though. So I kind of don't understand the order here. Like, you just played stuff out to die. Trail mix.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime. Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
I probably just gonna steal this 6-1, I guess. But it ended up not mattering. They conceded. I don't think you ever concede when your opponent drops a Yogg. Like, you wait and see who the Yogg actually benefits, because there's no guarantee.
Lunara versus Rastakan. Let me survey the realm.
A new song begins.
Yeah, again, I don't think I can keep the Crystal Cluster without some other kind of ramp in hand. Alright, a little bit of ramp. I actually played some Dungar Shaman as well. Maybe earlier this week. And I found that it consistently was able to get the Dungar down on like turn 6. Like surprisingly consistently. But it just wasn't good enough against the stuff that I was facing. Maybe I should actually try it again. Because I've been seeing, I don't want to say weird stuff, but not like really, really powerful decks, so maybe Dungar Shaman has a better chance now. Need to find a way to get this out early before I draw the other big minions. This is kind of like a draw order deck as well. Our opponent is kind of rocking and rolling here a little bit. I think I just have to jam this. I mean, they double trade for it, but it doesn't do anything other than basically heal me for 6.
Let's see.
Right, I need a little help here. Oh, a card for each treant that you control. Interesting. Nice. Alright, so we got ramp on 6 into Dungar on 7. It's a little bit slow, but maybe it's good enough this particular game. Taking a lot of damage, though. And actually dead if they hard run Bloodlust, but that's not actually a thing, so we won't worry about it all that much. Might even want to, like, Dungar and then Funnel Cake for the New Heights. Could also consider just jamming the Ziliax, but the Dungar is a much better play. Oh! Apparently I died. Torino Shaman on turn 5. Well, that was an unusual game. So if I play the Dorian on 4, they trade for it. But then I don't actually find the ramp. Not sure there was anything that could have been done differently that game, other than just like draw the new heights and the trail mix.
Hamul versus Nosdormu.
Time waits for no one. Death is nature's way.
This is pretty good. I'll be able to ramp and even like play these as a combo, and I don't know, I guess the chance isn't that good that I hit a minion on that. We do have ramp this game though. Question is, what's the best way to use it? Probably coin the new heights. This offers a little bit more flexibility. Honestly, it's probably still just ramp into ramp. And then, once I have plenty of mana, start doing other stuff.
Shaking us stuff.
Honestly, hitting Dungar off of this isn't super great. If you start to draw these big minions. Draw the Yogg, huh? Alright, so next turn we ramp, and then we're going to get into the fun of the deck.
100% real fake gold.
Opponent's just going wide and like putting down a lot of pressure here. That's exactly what happened in the Shaman game. Let's see, 6, 8, 10, 12. There's times where I'm actually just dead here, but I don't think I can afford to do this. Like I need to ramp and try to get into some powerful stuff. Otherwise, it's a guaranteed loss. Just hope that they don't have 6 damage. Was this random demon? That's crazy, man.
Reporting for duty.
Basically dead. The only thing that would save me would be like the ENR. Discover a minion. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 50-50.
You're merely a
I think I got a chance at though.
puppet master.
Nice.
I bestow these gifts upon the world.
None of these are great.
The magic of life.
But this buys me a little bit of time. I might have to actually put my faith in the Yogg here, though. Also, like, them just having this kind of, like, closes down a lot of possibilities for me. I am gonna have to Yogg. I guess I try to find the Dungar for next turn.
intriguing.
It's fine to start with this. Elec doesn't really do a whole lot because they swing and it dies. It still leaves up like 8 damage, so I think I'm still going to end up having to Yogg here. And probably not worth it to get extra mana. Alright, Yogg, I would like a actual full board clear except for yourself. Man?
Madness will consume you!
You can't be serious. I think I'm dead. Not lucky enough this game. Actually, 37 games of Dungar Shaman, I had a 51% win rate. And I felt like I was hitting a lot of bad matchups. Also, I'm dead.
I yield.
Yeah, let me get my Dungar Shaman list back out. I want to add it to the rotation. We'll go Dungar Druid, Dungar Shaman, alternating. Felt like this was really consistent when I was playing it as well. See how it does.
Thrall versus Deathwing.
Versus Warrior.
You make my blood boil.
For Doomhammer.
Yeah, so Fairy Tale Forest, there's only 2. Ooh, and the Sanctuary. So this is going to be the earliest possible Dungar. So this on 2, I'm just going to use it every turn. There's only 2 Battlecry minions in the deck. Turbulus and Dungar. I don't even need to use the pop-up book against Warrior. Doesn't make sense.
You fold.
Interesting. I'm going to use this every single time that it's open. Turn 3, I'm going to Fairy Tale. And by the time I use this twice, I'm going to have my 2 Battlecry minions. That's why it's so consistent. It's because of these and the way the deck is built. Question is it going to be too slow against this Warrior? Also, I can't actually play this or I'll lose my discounts, and it'll slow the Dungar by a turn.
I ain't talking.
Well played.
You got my Yogg, you crafty devil. I'm gonna draw here. If I hit the Dungar, it's even earlier that I can actually play it. Cash Cow? You just coined it out in this situation. Use that again. So next turn I draw the Dungar. And I can play it the following turn. I can get it down on turn 6, I think. Although, depending on how many coins I collect,
Let me hear you make some noise!
could actually be a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, it looks like our opponent is going to have a lot of armor. And I think they've already forged a... Yeah, that's a Dungar next turn. I could have hit here and played it this turn, but I'm concerned that when the Dungar comes down, that they're just going to clear the board with the Sanitize. If they have a forged Sanitize, so I'd like to be able to work on stripping this armor off a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to do that. In an effective way. I guess I just have to jam it and see what happens. I want to get this out of the way, I think, in case I hit a factory bot. Maybe the factory bots
Picture the adventure of a
can save me here. I guess I should have done this last turn. This thing is just a ton of damage if it doesn't die. So Forge, Sanitize, and then of course they have a Brawl, but like this is just so much damage with the Mega Wind Fury. Thunderbringer is also really good in the deck too because it guaranteed pulls out one of these. I've had games where like Thunderbringer's on the board, they kill it. And then I go into my turn with a Walking Mountain that can go face. Oh, they actually had it, man. Like, why would you even do this? They basically roped to this turn. Maybe they're just dead next turn. This is 16. Pretty sure this probably just dies, but this is 16 damage. This deck also kind of has like some anti-aggro stuff in it as well. But I gotta draw cards. I like it. Draw into nothing, please. Ooh, they draw again. That's a good sign. Now they need to refresh and kill this. Okay. Alright, opponent's at 11. Just gonna do this to heal here. That way they can't, like, Thrall's Gift execute. They have to have other stuff as well. Kinda feels like a game that I'm not winning, though. Yeah. They drew the Yogg. That's unfortunate, man. They had so much armor. I think if I had, the nut Dungaring on turn 5 was a misplay. I don't know what I was thinking. I think with the Dungar decks, Shaman and Druid, you just have to jam the Dungar the earliest turn that you possibly can, and then just hope that your opponent doesn't have removal. It's probably the only way you ever get wins with these decks.
Goth versus Sylvanas.
Sylvanas.
Victory for the Forsaken.
I defend the blessings of nature.
I'm gonna hang on to the Innervate. I think that counts as ramp. Ooh. That's a turn 1? You gotta go for the turn 1 Dorian, right?
My blood boils for war.
I top deck the Dorian? Yeah, are you kidding me with this, man? First of all, I don't even know if I was gonna play it, because if they have like a stack of bananas, it just dies to this, right? Actually, it doesn't. But then I top deck it. I guess it lets me save my innervates and the coin, but it's like a super unfortunate draw. Hidden meaning? It's actually not hidden meaning, so it must be a bait and switch. Alright. I'm probably going to have to do this next turn. But it's a relatively low chance that I actually hit a minion. And that is very dangerous. I can't do anything about it without a... I need to hit a Ziliax, otherwise I basically just die to this.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
Well. Also, I'm pretty sure that's a bait and switch. So this is probably not working out for me here. Oh, what was it attacking? Was it this? Okay. But this totally changes the game. Like, totally changes the game. They may not have a good way to be able to remove both of these. And then they probably have to do this, and it gives me time to be able to remove that before I die to it. Oh, not Wind Fury. Okay. That's fine. They have to trade now.
Well played, indeed. I have endured enough.
Easy, easy. The power of the deck really coming through. Alright, let's go back over to the Shaman. Shaman! I feel like Dungar Shaman is more consistent at finding and playing the Dungar. But Dungar Druid has other options, like with the Dorian, of being able to cheat out those big minions. The Dungar itself feels stronger in Shaman, though. Maybe it's just the way that this particular Dungar Druid is built. Because, like, the original Dungar Druid that I saw was playing, like, beached whales with the big 420 minions. And, what else did it have? The 6/8s. So maybe there's actually just not enough minions in this version of the deck. But when I was looking around for Dungar Druid, this was actually the version that had the highest win rate.
Lady Vash versus Darian Mogre.
I feel like I've already played this person earlier today.
Knights of the Ebon Blade will not falter.
Only death is colder than the depths.
I'm gonna keep the bird watching. It's potentially a way to just be able to find the Dungar. Also, Baking Soda Volcano can really do some work against Death Knight. And then if you hit like Cash Cow, maybe you just get a bunch of coins to be able to cheat out something. As far as with the bird watching, yeah. Five 8s that are just giving me coins. Seems pretty good. Oh. Come on, man. Probably just play this next turn. It's going to clean up some of this garbage. And potentially, like, if they play the Gorgon Zormu here.
Oh, have you filled out the paperwork?
Yeah. I wonder what they take. Damage to the hero. I notice that means they're not taking affect the enemy battlefield. Ooh, and I got a Turbulus. The only thing that Turbulus actually buffs is the Dungar. So I'm probably better off bird watching. Don't really need the Volcano here. I think I want the Thunderbringer in hand. At this point, it's only going to pull a Walking Mountain. There's 2 elementals in the deck, and then there's 2 beasts. Potentially, I fill my hand with coins, or my opponent fills my hand with coins, which lets me get the Dungar down on turn 6. Coin me. I just need 3 coins, and then I jam this. Opponent doesn't really have a lot of corpses here. Not totally sure what version of Death Knight this is. Hopefully they don't have a good way to remove a big board. But we're going to be jamming the big board no matter what we think they have. 1 coin. Oh, they discard Corpse Explosion, so now we know what we're playing against. They give us exactly 3 coins, so we don't overdraw. That was mighty nice of them. And down comes the Dungar.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
Ooh. Alright. Do they have an answer? I kind of doubt it. They don't have an answer. Get cheesed! Alright, back to the Druid.
Lunara versus the Lich King.
Will serve me in death.
The forest.
I see ramp, and I like ramp. This might actually end up being a swipe this game. Ooh. Now we just need something to ramp into. Opponent possibly dealing with a bugged Hearthstone client. I feel you on that one. Looks like it could be an early ENR. Look at the abs, man. Killer abs. You don't say. I'm kind of running into an issue this game already in that I'm drawing all of my big minions, which means I will not be cheating them out, unfortunately. Hearthstone hates me. It's to be expected with this kind of deck, though. This is what I call a draw order deck. If you don't draw your cards in the right order, the deck just doesn't get to do its powerful thing. Probably still just ramp here versus the swipe. Just want to get as much mana as possible as I continue to draw my big minions. I guess I just trail mix, and then I have options for which big minion I'm going to play next turn. Actually, I'll be on 9 mana, so it would either be Ziliax or Yogg. Maybe I just play the, I could just Hero Power, do this next turn to go into the ENR. But maybe I actually just Rag next turn. And that way, when I Rag, I'm not running the risk of eliminating my own board. I'm not sure that I can afford to just do nothing again next turn. The only thing that might change my play is a Crystal Cluster top deck. Maybe I just ramp again.
I ain't talking.
Well, that's unfortunate. Like, it could have actually just been a Ziliax on the board. How risky is this? And do I just draw my deck here? Maybe I save the Ziliax. I think I like that play.
I bestow these gifts upon the world.
The other option would be restore mana and play the Ziliax. How do they react to it? It's probably blood. And Corpse Explosion would just absolutely destroy me here. So I think I'm just going to draw cards.
The beauty of nature.
Unfortunately missed on the Innervate to, like, Innervate Funnel Cake. Yeah, Dungar doesn't even draw that. Dungar's not even good anymore. So this is a game where, because of the order that we drew cards, we've kind of whiffed on the things that we would like to be doing. And hopefully I don't overdraw something good, although there's not a whole lot of good stuff left in the deck, to be honest. I'm probably looking at like a... I guess maybe like a Mara and Funnel Cake play for the crown? I'm assuming that all these minions are cleared. And they still have, like, plenty of corpses here as well. Dorian Overdraw isn't that bad. Kinda need to do something that's gonna be threatening. I only get 2 mana back, but that's plenty.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Still be able to crown here. Oh wait, that's not plenty. I guess I'm taking the 8/8s here. Trail mix for next turn. Let's see. If they can't remove these, then we're just winning here in a couple of turns. The plot thins.
Insignificant.
Take hold of it.
Alright, I need him to miss on Corpse Explosion, and then I just kill him. 5 cards in hand. Absolutely worthless now. Oh, is it a Threads play? Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, it still doesn't mean that the game is necessarily over. It does clear the board. But I have other stuff that I can do here. And it kind of keeps the pressure on them to have stuff to do. That's interesting. I have played a New Heights. It puts me on 11 mana next turn, which means I'd be able to play both copies of this, so I think I actually just, like, spray him down.
I bring life.
That's a good start to the turn for me. That's a bad. That's bad. Bad. I don't know, it's not bad, it's unfortunate, I guess, is what it is. That's a bad top deck. I guess I still just do this. And hope that my opponent can't answer it.
I'm my best assistant.
We could use another me.
So it's actually pretty relevant and good that I cleared their board in case of second threads, but
Your souls belong to us.
that's tough.
Solves any problem.
They've drawn so much removal. Oh, it's not even good, man.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
It's not even good. But it's the best that I can do. So I need him to not have Corpse Explosion or second Soul Stealer. Then maybe we get there. These are totally worthless. 9-mana 3/3s. I don't know, maybe it was one of the best things I could hit in the deck, considering what I see here. Man, that might be just enough. No minions in the deck. I mean, it does remove the taunt.
I'm not throwing away my shot.
Little time.
That feels good.
Alright, does Wand give me anything? It really doesn't. Except maybe the Shattered Reflections. And summons are worthless. No minions in the deck.
What
I mean, this gives me a bunch of 3/7s. So again, if they don't have removal, the 3/7s end up becoming pretty relevant. Swipe's not doing a whole lot.
Simba. Double time! Your destination awaits.
Time grows short. This will be good.
Well, that was a stupid minion to attack. I kind of, oh baby. Do something stupid and then get rewarded. 1 out of 6. To be fair, Hearthstone really owes me that, though. I played to my outs, but it was stupid to trade into the 2-1. It was going to die when the Elic death rattle went off. But I was roping, and I just wanted to do something. Easy game. Easy game. Blood Death Knight, get out of here. Take all your removal and get out of here. Man, that should be like a really good matchup, I think, for the Death Knight. They just didn't draw... Well, they discarded a Corpse Explosion, which was unlucky for them.
Thunder King
Ooh.
versus Illidan.
Against aggro, I need my anti-aggro stuff.
I am the slayer of kings and gods.
I think Shaman is better positioned to take on Pirate Demon Hunter than Dungar Druid. And I'm actually going to hold this because I might need it for removal.
I'm flying.
Well, this definitely does. I think it's probably looking like it's going to be a sigil. So I basically save myself 3 health if I just pop up book here. I do this, and then on turn 3 I can do it again. And I kind of want to save this, but I wouldn't be using it until turn 4. Probably best off to do this.
My wool itches for war.
That's fine, I guess. Drawing the volcano makes me feel much, much better. Turbulence doesn't mean anything. You just have to have it to be able to play the Parrot Sanctuary. And the only card in the deck that it buffs is actually the Dungar. I'm not really worried about... Not really worried about anything now that I have the Baking Soda Volcano. If they have the location next turn, it can be potentially really good for them. I think I want to start by trying to find a cow. Dungar is guaranteed drawn next turn with this, and it gets a discount. I think I just removed this. So next turn, draw the Dungar, play the cow. And as long as there's no Cane, I probably get enough coins to be able to Dungar the following turn. And then I play the Dungar, and our opponent concedes on the spot. I mean, if they play the Cane here, it's not enough damage to kill me. They may actually just like full hit into this to overdraw me, but it doesn't even matter.
Oh, good hit, my turn.
Yeah, this is totally fine. I mean, they still have to trade. Yeah, we're definitely getting that. Definitely getting Dungar down next turn. And basically, no matter what Dungar hits, we just win the game. We actually don't even overdraw, which is interesting. There may be some bad combination here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time thinking about it, though.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
It's like I hit a walking mountain. And a Ziliax. Yeah. Exactly according to plan. We play it and our opponent concedes. I was actually not going to use the Yogg there because I was afraid that Yogg would kill my own board and then we would proceed to lose the game from that point. Let's see. Oh, okay.
Versus Cthulhu!
My dreaming ends. Your nightmare begins.
I see ramp. I
defend
like ramp.
The blessings of nature.
Discover a card from your deck. Nah. Too inconsistent. Too inconsistent to keep in the mulligan anyway.
One dose solves any problem.
You don't say. So new heights on 3 and to coin this. Absolutely worthless. Man, I'm really thinking like you cut one of these, because you don't need 2 copies of this for Dorian being the only 4-drop in the deck, and then put in another big minion. That's got to be a way to make the deck better. Although, it hasn't been performing terribly. I'm assuming this is new heights because they've been mousing over it. What you got? Cough it up. New heights. We're going band for band with ramp. Now the good news here is I've got coin cluster into Dorian Pendant of Earth and hopefully an assembly bot. I'm also now significantly ramping farther than my opponent, which seems pretty solid.
I see, but I do not believe. So kind of you.
Oh! Well,
Thank you.
if they have,
You're merely a pawn.
if they have Reno in hands, we're kind of in trouble, but I won't say in trouble. I'm still gonna make my play as I would. And just hope that they don't have a way to be able to deal with this board. If they have like Reno or Yogg here, they're fine. If they don't, yeah, see, they always have it, man. These stupid Reno Druids, it's a one-of deck. It's always double ramp and always Reno. Always. Alright, let me focus on what I'm doing here, though. Well, hopefully Yogg is at the bottom of their deck and that we can still get there in some fashion.
Everybody, pose for the camera!
That's a long-term play. They need immediate value. Oh, come on. Again, Reno Druid. And they have this mess every single time as I continue to draw garbage. Kitty cat.
Think of think.
I think I want to save the mini here. Believe it or not. Because I'm thinking I can copy the mini with the Shattered Reflections, and that's going to be a pretty decent play for only 6 mana. Also continuing to gain mana up to 16 because we played both of the New Heights. Our opponent's significantly outspending us on mana every single turn, though. Again, it's a Reno deck. They had Reno, Rheastraza, and Ziliax, and double ramp. And this happens every single game. Druid is such a degenerate class, and I say this as somebody that's playing Druid right now. It's absolutely degenerate. At least with, like, Dungar Druid, you can miss, and you can be a little bit slow, you know? You're not playing, like, a turn 5 Dungar. But with Reno Druid, every single game, it's double ramp into guaranteed late-game stuff. And it's every single game. I don't think I've ever seen a Reno Druid have a bad draw. Maybe one time. Out of facing it 250 times. So for anybody that's keeping score, I'm about an hour and 45 minutes into the stream, and I have now officially become the block of cheese that's on the thumbnail. I am the block of cheese. But it's actually absurd how they have it every game. Stupid Reno Druid. Actually took a lot longer than I thought to turn into the block of cheese. My opening guess was like 20 to 25 minutes. I'm playing the same people over and over today.
Light heals all wounds.
For Doomhammer.
I like keeping the bird watching here. Fairy Tale Forest is going to guarantee the Dungar. Try to hit this for a cash cow.
Our meeting was fated.
Generate some coins and then Dungar on like 6. Uncorrupt cheese. Not what I was hoping for. I don't want to draw the Dungar. I'm going to take the Walking Mountain just to get the buff on it. I'm going to draw the Dungar with this. Hopefully
Reporting for duty.
before I top deck it. But this discounts it by 1. There we go. So now I have an 8 mana Dungar, and the 2/1 buff doesn't really do anything.
The desert sun strengthens.
It's a nice minion. My opponent is cheating. Also, I'm drawing all the stuff that I want to pull with. Oh no. Kinda had to take the Turbulus because the Dungar is losing value because there's like nothing left in the deck for it to summon.
Limited time offer.
Also, I feel like my opponent is getting ready to play Pipsy on turn 5, which is like the equivalent of playing a Dungar. Get that off the board. So if they wanted to, they could give me 3 coins and cause me to overdraw. Likely not a big deal. I'm assuming we're going to get the Dungar next turn,
I will
though.
not forsake you.
And honestly, with the Yogg, I can just steal their Titan.
Open your minds to the light.
Yeah, they still have to give me 2 coins here. And steal the Titan is definitely going to be the play. And just turn their board into 2/2s. 2 coins. I don't actually overdraw. The Dungar comes down.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
And I get the Yogg as well. Yogg, please don't blow up the board.
Hope is an illusion.
Okay. Ooh, I actually get the Yogg back. That's insane.
This is your
Oh, baby. Dungar doing exactly what it's supposed to. Winning the game on the spot. How mad, dude? How mad, dude? Oh, before I queue up, I do want to change this deck. Cut an Oaken Summons and... I've never seen anybody actually play this card. Duplicate your hand. I mean, it's kind of like insurance. If you draw your big minions, and then summon copies of all other friendly minions, like if you actually have stuff on the board, is it even worth trying? Or do you just go with, like, the tried and true, you know, Beached Whale? Could run second Elic. So the options are like second Elic, the 1 Beached Whale, or actually just try this Druid minion, the legendary. Never seen anybody play this. I guess it's really bad if it's if it gets pulled out. So we'll go for the Elic here. Second copy. And I'm actually going to step away to the restroom here. I'll be right back, and then we're going to queue up some more Dungar Druid, Dungar Shaman. Alright, we ball. What's going on down here? Oh, really? I like it. More XP means more gold. More gold means more packs. More packs means more fun. I think it should feel a lot better with only one Oaken Summons. I guess you put 2 in because you're kind of really wanting to cheat out the Dorian, but the problem is you don't have enough ways to be able to take advantage of the Dorian. You'd have to build the deck a little bit different, I guess.
Hamul versus Garrosh.
Come on, man.
Hellscream's eyes are upon
Not really
you.
wanting to play
Death
against
is nature's
warriors with this
way.
deck. Dungar in hand is nice. Just need to find some ramp to be able to get there. I need to draw ramp and not draw big minions. Wish me luck. Also, turn 7 Dungar is just too slow. That looks like ramp to me, though. Should I assume that's Ziliax? I think I should. I'm not going to use a coin to get it out a turn earlier. I'm going to save the coin. I've got this on 3, and then maybe I can hit like a crystal cluster to play on 4.
You won't find magically aged seeds.
This is kind of looking like Reno Warrior. Alright, so turn 5, I can ramp again. Then I'll be able to get this bad boy out. Uh-oh. Matching my ramp, huh? It's alright. We can use the mana crystals better than they can.
Finds a way.
Alright, so next turn I'm going to go coin Innervate Dungar. It's going to be a turn 5 Dungar. Our opponent has Brawl or Gift of Garrosh. The board's going to get cleared, though. There's also some potential that they have something off of the Zephyrus. So that's fun. Alright, faith in the Dungar.
Adventure of a lifetime.
I bestow these gifts upon the world.
Ah.
The virtue of the wine.
So what would I like to copy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I copy this, I still only get 1 bot. But it's probably like the only thing you would actually consider to be a threat. So I guess it's fine. What's another one in the deck?
Finds a way.
So they really need to have a brawl here. If they don't, I think we've just won the game. If they do, we may have actually just lost the game. Oh, I forgot they had the stupid Zephyrus cards. That's great.
Armor! Armor!
Naturally, they don't get, like, Holy Nova and Consecrate. They have to get something that actually works for what I'm against what I'm doing. Reduce the cost and attack of minions in the deck. I don't want the Ziliax reduced, but anything else isn't that bad, just to be able to get them cheaper. Let me see what we get here. Ah, it's minions in the deck. Which means it doesn't affect this. Unfortunate. Guess I needed to do it in the other order.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
I'm getting out-cheesed this game. The stupid Zephyrus. Oh. Top deck like a champ. I think I, probably would have been better taking, like, Pendant of Earth, and then I could have pulled Puppet Master and then Pendant to be able to get a 1-mana Assembly bot. Yeah, it actually is Reno Warrior. And they hit a 0-mana crown. That's great. Like, I can't even remove these, so they play it, and then it gets triple buffed. So once again, when I play the stupid wand, I draw like 4 mana worth of cards. My opponents draw a massive amount of mana worth of cards. I'm just gonna see my way out of the game, man. This is one of those games where Hearthstone has just selected us to lose. Between Zephyrus, the wand, and the crown, we've just been selected to lose. Come on, Hearthstone, I'm anxious for another game. And Shadow Word, whatever that thing was.
Versus Isidra!
I will show you elemental mastery.
My elements are frightful.
I'm actually going to keep the cash cow here. I don't know if this is correct, but I just like the idea of getting a bunch of coins to be able to play the Dungar that I'm going to draw off of this. The Dungar Shaman, it just consistently, you're putting down Dungar on turn 6. Take the other cow. We got the big boy cows now. And I probably just don't even play this. Like, I don't want to draw any other minions out of my deck. I'm gonna say that's largely irrelevant. I mean, I wish that they weren't drawing cards, but I think it's largely irrelevant. Reno Shaman. Ooh, the Dungar, she gets cheaper. So yeah, cash cow, and then I'll definitely be able to get it down on 6. I'll be able to get at least 1 coin off of this by bumping it, unless they want to do like a Thrall's Gift Hex. And then this will reopen. Boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boop. It's coming down. Kinda wish I wouldn't have played the totem. I definitely will not totem again. Well, that was weird. So I guess they will not be hexing here. I don't even need the coins. Like, I can just save the coins. Go here and Dungar for 6. That's easy. Thick cow, man. Alright, before I bump with the cow, let me do this.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
A little bit unfortunate there. Just gonna go ahead and do this. I mean, it puts another minion on the board. I do get one buff. And then hopefully this will prevent me from being overdrawn. I mean, this is 16 damage if they can't do something about it. And it looks like they're having to try to find something. Quick pick, though. It's just so much board pressure. Okay. I guess. It buys him a turn, if nothing else.
You have caused enough damage.
Yeah. Man, the Dungar comes down and your opponent just concedes. It's so awesome. Teasing them. I gotta say, man, the Dungar Shaman seems to be significantly better than the Dungar Druid. Honestly, it kind of surprises me. I really didn't expect that to be the case. And I'm not sure I've actually ever seen anybody else playing Dungar Shaman. Not to say that I created the deck, but you just don't see people playing it. Like, I match up against people playing Dungar Druid on a semi-regular basis.
Lady Vash
Plus, it's better against aggro.
Thunder King.
I am energy made manifest.
Only death is colder than the depths.
Worthless. Probably also worthless. I think I want the locations. I actually draw the Dungar. Okay. Well, so I'm looking for, like, Sanctuary and then a cow that I can get a bunch of coins off of. Probably not going to be a turn 6 Dungar this particular game, which is unfortunate, but hopefully it'll be okay. I've got this on the board for the turn that Dungar comes down to evolve it to a 10-drop, so that's good. Sometimes, though, I've noticed if you have a lot of these locations, you just don't have enough board space.
Swiftly.
Actually, I'm just never going to play this. Because it's going to take up space on the board. I guess, well, I draw the Turbulus, which thins the deck, and then I'll be able to use the second charge. Yeah, I guess I will play it. Turbulus is just like a 3-mana body. Turn 4, this is going to be back to fire, so I'll be able to remove the 1/1s. I kind of wonder if they have the cookie in hand as well.
You are a survivor.
Come on, man. So I can go like this, just to get the 3/3 on the board. It's a little bit sad, but it's better to spend my mana on this than the totem, so there's that. Interesting. And I'm just going to go ahead and evolve this into a 4-drop.
This is the best night of our lives.
Come on, man. All I got out of it was 1 attack. It's like a below average 4-drop. And now I'm kind of doing nothing. Pop that cow. Come on, man. This is painful. This is not looking like the kind of game that you win with this deck.
Strike a pose.
Yeah, that's bad. If I had the turn 6 Dungar, this would be fine, but I just don't.
On your left, you'll see a rare specimen.
Yeah.
You are victorious.
Unfortunate.
This time.
It happens, though. It's just a bad draw from the deck. No cow, no parrot sanctuary, and then Dungar in hand, so I didn't even get the 1 mana discount from the Fairy Tale Forest. Come on, mate. I'm ready to cheese out some more opponents. Seriously, is this a bugged queue? Bugged queue is bugged. The entire Hearthstone client is bugged. Bruh. Ooh. Double location in hand. Perfect. Perfect.
Lady Vash versus Jaina.
Looks like our opponent's going to be wanting to cheese out some early big boards as well.
Ends now.
I think... I guess it doesn't really matter. I was thinking about coining the Parrot Sanctuary so that I can use all the charges, but it would be the same as if I, maybe it is better. It'd be the same if I just saved the coin and put it on turn 2. I'll hold the coin, we'll see what happens. The good news is, I'm not going to be playing minions, like at all. So it's like Spell Mage or Galactic Orb Mage. I can respect it. Turn 2, turn 3. Then we go into like turn 4. And it'll be a turn 6 Dungar. No weapon targets. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha.
A limited time offer.
Actually, I guess it's a turn 5 Dungar. It's looking like a turn 5 Dungar. Maybe I actually just double this to clear the board. Kinda hate to see them copy a spell, but hopefully they never get enough mana to be able to play it. They got a premium top deck, though. It's kind of looking like bad news for me.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
Because it can potentially just blizzard here. Or just totally remove my walking mountain. Galganeth next turn to potentially heal it up. Although, if they don't do something about this board, they're just dead. But again, I'm kind of thinking like, well, Flame Strike's not good enough, but Blizzard certainly is. Those tend to be more rare off of the Wisdom Ball, but they do happen. Or do you just concede because I played a turn 5 Dungar? Reverb ping. I'll reverb that thing. Nice. They died. Come on, man. That's so stupid.
Impressive.
You're so good at the game, dude. How can you be so good at this game?
Impressed by my thunderous display? Witness the strength of the seas!
Alright, well surely it doesn't Blizzard 2 turns in a row, right? Like, it never actually Blizzards 2 turns in a row. Please, Wisdom Ball. Cast like card draw or something. Man. I should be, like, on turn 1 of a new game, and instead...
Amazing.
Dealing... Oh my gosh, dude. You're so good at the game. Man, that's pathetic. This is ridiculous, man. It actually makes me want to just concede. Parrot Sanctuary doesn't do anything. Can't actually play that, but that would pull the other cow and the walking mountain. So I'll get that down next turn. Damn, why couldn't the first one hit this?
Time is short.
I'm not even going to totem here. I'm assuming that somehow I get done in by the Wisdom Ball again. I need to play this and not draw the other walking mountain.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Alright, well they're going to freeze this again. The question is, will they get another blizzard off of this? Fireball? Nice. I draw the cash cow. It's not awful, but it's not preferable.
The fury of
5. This would be 6. That dies. It still has room for the Walking Mountain, so it's fine. So if this dies, second Walking Mountain hits the board. Well, I've got a bad history with my opponents getting really good stuff off of the wands, like high mana cost cards. So we'll see what happens here. We hit a Tsunami, so that's 10 mana. Pretty good outcomes on the hits, though. What else did they get? I do have Ziliax next turn as well. Oh, another Sleet Skater. You're so good at the game. It's incredible. I'm getting soloed by Wisdom Ball here. I don't think... maybe I go ahead and evolve this. There's nothing else good that can come out of it, so that's fine. Push the 3. I mean, at some point they do have to kill this. They're on the last charge of Wisdom Ball. Walking Mountain comes out. They have no more Sleet Skaters. I guess the problem is if they have, like, Orb into Orb. Because they copied their highest cost spell earlier in the game. Man, they're still at 30 health. I mean, this is 16, the other Walking Mountain is 16, assuming they... Assuming this dies. Looks like they're clearing as much as they can from the board. For another... Okay. I'm getting like mega outluckered this game. 2 blizzards and like 3 fireballs. Like, this is insane, man. I only have 9 cards left in my deck. I significantly outdrew them, and yet somehow I've had this huge board since turn 5 that I haven't been able to hit him in the face with because Wisdom Ball played like blizzard after blizzard. They drew both Sleet Skaters, so for 2 turns they were able to freeze my Walking Mountain, or I guess it was a total of 3 turns. The Sleet Skater and the Mini to freeze and heal. Like, they had absolutely no business winning that game, but yet here we are.
Lady Vash versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer.
Only death is colder than the depths.
No business winning that game. Hand's not very good. The hand did not get much better. Alright, I need to hit a cash cow. I kind of don't want the Dungar here. I'm going to take the Walking Mountain for the buff. It's pretty likely that I can draw a Fairy Tale Forest to be able to get that 1 mana discount. And a lot of times that 1 turn on a Dungar is the difference between overwhelming your opponent. Unfortunately, I'm drawing like all of my big minions and not my cheat out Dungar stuff. This Reno again?
I race. You
That looks like the
fold.
kind of card that you would play in a Reno deck. Yoggers, Poggers. Again, I'm drawing all of my high-cost minions and not the Dungar or the cards that allow me to cheat out the Dungar.
Coming in for a landing.
Forgot they even had these in the deck. This is a Reno deck that's drawing significantly better than I am. As a 2-of deck. That's a classic. Absolute classic. Also, like, by the time I am actually able to get out of Dungar, they're just gonna Reno. Look at this, man. It's like the saddest story ever told. I don't even want to use this on the totem. Like, I thought about it, but if I top deck Dungar, it's actually playable thanks to this. If I don't top deck Dungar, I think I just lose the game. Yeah, it's like Dungar or bust now. Look at this, man. That's pathetic. I just played an 8-turn game of Hearthstone and literally did nothing every single turn. Because I'm the only player in the world that draws cards backwards. Oh, it's so frustrating, man. Hearthstone is just not my game. Unfortunately, you have to have a certain amount of luck to be good at this game, and I don't have it.
Throne versus Jaina.
Knowledge is power.
When I say things like that, I think specifically about the mage game that we played before that game. That was also sad. But like, you take the mage game and you add that in with the shaman game that we just played, and you really start to see what the picture looks like from my end.
One dose solves any problem.
I'm just gonna do this. Probably don't have much use for Ice Crown Brochure this game. I don't want to put a minion on the board. Oh boy. I'm gonna get Khadguard again, I can feel it. Tsunami's not that big a deal, I don't think. Magma. Not right now. So I go Cash Cow on 5 and hope that it generates 2 coins into Dungar 6. Nice. Alright, so I've got the Dungar on 6 here. Which I like.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
That's a little bit sad, but they still have to do something. I mean, this pulls a Walking Mountain. Unfortunately, I have the second Cash Cow already in hand, so it's only going to draw a Walking Mountain. But it will get to attack immediately, which is a lot of damage. And hopefully this survives as well. This is exactly what happened in the last Mage game. So hopefully it hits here. Naturally it does not.
Impressed by my thunderous display?
Destination awaits.
Witness the strength of the seas!
Alright, I'm going to do this, so if by some chance this dies and pulls the Walking Mountain, it's actually just lethal if they aren't able to heal in some way. They're targeting Fleet Skater. Exactly like the last Mage game. I just never get to use my board. What a great playstyle. I'd like to draw Muck Pools. 2 chances at it. To evolve the Dungar into a 10-drop. With number 1. With number 2. I don't even want to draw minions. I don't want to draw overload cards either. Actually, I'm just not going to use the... I'm going to hold on to this in case I need a more priority target. Alright, here's the first Tsunami. Didn't really do a whole lot. Problem is, like, with all of these on the board, they can freeze my Walking Mountain. I'm probably just going to Yogg and hope that it doesn't ruin me. Also, like, that's really sad as well because I've only got one more Walking Mountain in the deck, and I don't want to just kill this on my turn. Alright, Yogg. Don't ruin me. I can live with that.
is too full.
Nice, that's a good burn for me. Okay, so I can kill one with this. Kill the other with that. Push 20 face.
Fury of the skies! Action. Act. Perfection. Insignificant.
Your destiny.
Potential lethal here, no matter what happens.
100% real. Fake gold.
Okay. Naturally, why not? They freeze everything that can attack, that's great. Just what I thought. Wait, that was stupid. Now I can punch face here.
Act. Perfection. I thank you.
You win.
I didn't even have lethal, but I guess they assumed I did. That's funny. Thanks for throwing. They were probably losing anyway that game. But being at 5 health and guaranteeing that my 4-attack Ziliax would be able to hit them was a little bit suspect. I had a couple of draws for lethal though with the pop-up book and the malted magma.
You asked for
I am the slayer of kings and gods.
Another mage. Alright. Kinda don't like drawing my big minions, but okay.
One dose solves any.
At least when the Dungar comes down, I can evolve it as well. But I really have to stop drawing big minions. I like win a game, lose a game, because every other game I draw like I'm absolutely trash at Hearthstone. Not even going to hero power because I don't want to give him a weapon target. As I continue to draw all of my stuff, come on, man. Like, I would want to draw, say, like a cash cow, but instead I'm just drawing all the minions that are gonna potentially come out of the Dungar. Hey, Uncorrupt, glad to catch you live. Hope all has been well with you and yours. Yeah, man. We've been hanging right on in there. Probably the worst thing that's going on in my life right now is that, I'm really bad at drawing cards in Hearthstone, so I can't complain at all. Glad you could stop by as well. I probably just need to save some health here. It's like the saddest story ever told. I only have 3 minions in my deck that even could potentially be drawn off of Dungar. And these might actually be from the same expansion. And it is not getting any better. Still not going to give him a target for the metal detector. Took me 4 turns to get a playable card the other night at the start of a match. Didn't win. Yeah.
I could.
I feel you on that one. They're going to cause me to overdraw here. It likely doesn't matter unless it's one of these, but this isn't the kind of game you win with this deck. Oh, that's actually really good for me, though. I mean, it's good for them, but I have a lot of minions in hand that I can just reduce the cost of.
I already bear too many cards.
It's unfortunate. So I've got Dungar for next turn. I don't even think I'm going to play this. Yeah, I'm just going to pass turn here. This game is really, really slow. Also, I'm kind of dying.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
Finally upon you!
Oh, that's nice. Probably I need to heal here. I don't think I'm doing anything with the Yogg because I don't want to kill my own board. We finally got to do something this game. What do they do? Just have everything attack? Yogg Pyroblast their own face twice in a row, I hope. Take control of my Yogg. Alright, well, that's actually a decent outcome. Does it die?
Time runs out on me.
Ooh, they take the 6. They're very much almost dead here. Oh, if I had one more mana. This actually doesn't draw anything because I have no minions left in the deck. That was painful. Yeah, that was pretty painful, man, when you gotta punch something this big and you're already low on health. I guess... well... I mean, they heal. I guess I should be scared of the orb. So, if I just go like Ziliax... I mean, I can hit here, evolve this, Ziliax and the mini. But I'm kind of out of gas this game as well. I mean, they can just ping this. Feels like I'm not winning. Just a little bit too slow this game. I needed the Dungar earlier. But, I mean, maybe they don't have anything. Alright, so I get to push I get to push 15, and if I roll a spell power totem, I kill them. I guess I should check and see if I roll the spell power totem first, because that's going to change my play. Right? Because I might want to actually take this trade. Finally, I'm good at Hearthstone.
Insignificant.
Finally. After all the times that I've lost like 1 out of 27s throughout the course of Hearthstone, like anytime something like that happens, I always feel like Hearthstone owes me this because I've had so many bad things happen over the time that I've played. Although, realistically, if you're depending on stuff like that to happen, the majority of the time it's because you're playing a bad deck and you're just doing it to yourself. Which in this case I am. This isn't like a great deck, just being honest.
The slayer of kings and gods.
I guess I'm expecting this to be Painlock. I still want to get the Dungar out of my deck. So maybe I can like buy some time. I'll buff the other Walking Mountain that's still in the deck. Definitely don't take the Dungar because I can discount it here. So hopefully I don't top deck Dungar before I can get it off the second use of the location. I kind of want to do this. Part of me thinks I should get the 3/3 in play, but... okay. Still not totally sure what I'm up against here.
I ain't talking.
Cash cow.
You serve well.
So, I don't know, man. These days it's hard to tell. Ooh, that's good for the turn that the Dungar actually comes down. I'm gonna get this out of my hand for sure. I can go ahead and play this to make room for more coins. Get here to take a coin. And I think that's it. They probably just don't hit this. I don't think I want to evolve, because if I evolve... actually, like, I can hit with this and play the Dungar next turn. So I'd rather evolve an 8 into a 9 than a 3 into a 4. I don't even care if I overdraw here. The coins are just good for me. Alright, so we're going to find out if they can deal with the board. Unlikely that I overdraw something good. I overdrew something good.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
This is like the worst that it could be. No Walking Mountain. I know I overdrew one assembly bot, but where's the other assembly bot? This is crazy.
I must ponder.
Well, the Walking Mountain is 24 by itself if this should happen to die. Most locks in Legend are playing Pain. Almost 2-to-1 to Insanity. Yeah, this isn't either one. This is like... Oh my gosh. Please let this die. Alright, well so far this isn't that good. Oh my gosh. Another random spells. Okay. Well, that could have been much worse. I overdraw again. Again, it doesn't matter. I guess I just double coin the Walking Mountain. It kind of forces them to have an answer for it. And then if they do something that clears the board, this draws the other Walking Mountain and they just die. Tendrils always wins it. Yeah, I need to win this game before the Prison of Yogg opens up again too, man. Like the random... Man, I had a game earlier before you got here, Brian. I was still playing Dungar Druid at the time. I played Yogg, and I only had like 3-4 cards in hand. I think maybe the Yogg came out of the Dungar. And... nice. The Yogg comes out of the Dungar. I only had 3 cards in hand, and I thought, well, I need to get value out of the Yogg before my opponent removes it. I may have been playing Warrior, and I was afraid they were going to brawl or something. So I'm like, well, let me get the Tendrils. So I take Tendrils off of Yogg. The Yogg brawls, so I lose my board anyway. And then it was a card that transformed like all of the cards in my hand into random minions that cost 1. So I also lost all the Tendrils and ended up with just like trash minions in hand. It was an immediate concede on the spot. That was a rough one, man. So yeah, Yogg, I don't know. You could even consider taking Yogg out of the deck. Because how many times do I actually want to use the Yogg? It's like a 50-50 chance that it blows up your Dungar board when it comes out.
The Thunder King.
Ooh, another Warlock.
Gul'dan.
I really like this skin. That's just a nice skin.
Slayer of kings and gods.
Oh man, we've got, what is this, the turn 5 Dungar? We'll get maximum cheapness, we have the coin, and then we have the Fairy Tale Forest to discount it. Hopefully I don't top deck it, but if I do, it's only going to delay me by 1 turn. It's either turn 5 or turn 6. So probably the real concern this game is it Pain Lock, and are they going to kill me before I get the chance to do it? But like if I draw Baking Soda Volcano, I should be fine. Just depends on how quickly they move. And if it's Insanity Warlock, I should be able to beat it. With the early Dungar. It looks like they played a card, though. Alright, so it is Pain. Man, is the turn 5 Dungar too slow? I guess it depends on the, did they hit the 4/4s? Top deck the Dungar. Okay. So it's now a turn 6 Dungar. I kind of need to hit the Baking Soda Volcano. Like, this is just a waste of mana at this point. And they've hit a lot of stuff. Thanks for that positioning, though. Yeah, this is an unfortunate series of events. Yogg gives and Yogg takes away, that's true.
Let's show these fine folks of Badlands.
That could actually be relevant, but this is a slow turn. I mean, that guaranteed gives me 2 coins, so I get my coin back. It soaks 7. Or they may just sleep it here. Actually, I should have thought this through. I got too excited. They just make it go dormant, and then I've lost my coin. So now I'm on a turn 7. Actually, I guess it's still turn 6, but I'm already dead. I died.
Victory is yours this
Man, I really needed the baking soda volcano. Or I needed them to not have this guy right here. The sheriff. Just load their deck with 4 cards. They aren't going to enjoy drawing repeatedly. Maybe they'll draw badly. I guess it's possible, but those only cost 1 mana. And, they draw 2 cards when you play them. Yeah, they did have a great start, but I think that's just kind of like a... It's just a normal draw for Painlock. It's just a really good, consistent, aggressive deck.
The Thunder King versus Illidan.
Speaking of good, consistent, aggressive decks, I found another
I
one.
am the slayer of kings and gods.
I don't even think I can afford to keep the Parrot Sanctuary. In this matchup, I have to hit stuff that I can remove their board with. Alright, well I got a little bit of removal right off the bat, so that's good. Hero Power Pass.
Package tight for treasure transport.
Negative. Alright, well I have to kill this. Save myself some heartache. That's a nice pickup. Turn 3, maybe I just get this down. Start using it in hopes that I do hit a Dungar at some point.
Relax your mind.
If they have the,
Job's done.
if they have the Roughhouser, I think I've just lost. That would be 2 just... Oh, and they top-decked it, man. I'm getting absolutely run over 2 games in a row. Even the Baking Soda Volcano may not be good enough at this point. I go Cash Cow.
Good hit. My turn.
Second one. Hearthstone hates me. I just died a Cane. In addition to the fact that, like, even if they have to double hit here, it doesn't remove any minion on the board. And I don't have anything good to spend the coins on. Like, I'm actually still just dead here, it looks like.
Trust the pirate's code.
I died. I just kind of needed my opponent to not have double Roughhouser. That doesn't seem like too much to ask for, does it? People out here playing try-hard decks. What's wrong with them? Hearthstone, are you okay? Feels like this client is struggling.
Lady Vash versus
Your deck struggles against fast aggro. It can. A lot of times, like, the baking soda volcano is enough to get you through.
Your time ends now.
But if you don't hit, like, that turn 6 Dungar, and then get healing off of a walking mountain, then yeah, it can be pretty rough. Honestly, we think those decks aren't very popular in High Legend, not very exciting or challenging. Yeah, that's true. It kind of depends. I mean, those are good decks just to be able to get a better rank with. So, you know, that being the case, you do run into them.
The citadel stands strong.
Actually, it's a turn 5 Dungar, right? With the coin.
The citadel stands
And I can
strong.
evolve the Dungar. The other thing that, well, they may not know if they don't know what I'm playing, but the other problem here can just be the cold feet. If they lock me out of Dungar on the turn, I need to play it. They're not really moving all that fast, though. They are drawing their deck, however.
The citadel stands strong.
I can wait on this. If the Dungar draws like a walking mountain, then I can like pick the other walking mountain just to get at the extra attack. But I mean, this is Frost Death Knight, so we really just should not be losing here. Like, this is an aggressive deck, but it's not as fast as the Demon Hunter or the Painlock.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
In which case, we should be totally fine. I actually miss on the Walking Mountain, but this is going to draw the Walking Mountain. Let me just get you out of the way. We evolve here. This basically clears their board. So there's really no way for the Death Knight to be able to win from here. Not this Death Knight deck. I guess maybe you could hope that you high roll the Dazzler.
The citadel stands
But like, this guy clears their board, basically. He's going to continue to summon 6/7s. I get a Walking Mountain off of this that I can potentially buff, that can attack immediately. They're spending their entire turn basically removing their own board. I like it. Wouldn't want to be your opponent, yeah. Is he going to trade to the thing?
You almost pushed me to my limit.
Let's see, 16, 22, 28, and then this, I mean, I don't even... Just lethal. That's a flawless victory, by the way. It's so satisfying when you win with this deck.
Thrall versus Thrall.
I will teach you the way of wisdom. My elements are frightful.
Don't want any of this. I mean, at the end of the day, this is, it's just a high roll deck. Like, you're not really doing a lot of thinking when you're playing this deck. It's just, how early can you get down the Dungar, and then can your opponent respond to the stuff that you have on the board. Fortunately, we're going to draw the Dungar. Still a little bit of a question about how early we're going to be able to play it.
Good hit, my turn.
Oh wow, it's actually... It's actually Pirate Shaman. I haven't seen this deck in a while.
Good hit, my turn.
Ooh, man, top deck the Dungar. Hearthstone is being mean to me. It might actually still just be fine here. Yeah, Pirate Shaman, man. It was back at, I guess, the beginning of the expansion. This was a thing. I think they play Wave of Nostalgia. Do 3 and freeze, doesn't matter.
Coming in for a landing.
Skip this off the board. It doesn't draw anything. Unfortunately, my Dungar is still 9 mana here. This is worthless. So I'm waiting for turn 9. And then I have removal.
I'm flying.
Just kind of need to, like, not die to something silly, and I should be fine, though. I could kill this if I want to. I probably need to, because if they equip the weapon, they go here, they hit once, they do it again, so I guess this needs to die. Like, the weapon is the main way that they're winning this game now at this point, I think.
Package tight for treasure transport.
Yeah, it would have been ugly. So I can remove everything except this with the other 2 of these. But it still feels like I'm going to be like a turn slow with the Dungar. Oh. Well, that changes things. I'm gonna save this. I don't think I'm concerned about the 4-1. Or am I? What am I saving it for? Get off my board. Pretty potent when perils dropped. Yeah. So they've got the thing. I removed the 1/1s in the case of Wave of Nostalgia. I'll be able to heal back to full next turn, or just jam the Dungar. Probably save this to see what comes out of the Dungar. Like, if I don't hit the other Walking Mountain, then next turn I could actually, like, do this and then play a Walking Mountain that's significantly bigger. But pretty much, I'm just healing back to full next turn. And they were kind enough to put plenty of targets on the board, so I guarantee heal back to full. So one of the things that I don't know that I probably should is I don't know if Walking Mountain and Factory Assembly Bot are from the same expansion. Because if I only get one of these and I hit an Assembly Bot, which is more likely, I could potentially just be dead. And the Walking Mountain will actually just die to one attack from this.
I wonder.
I guess I need to find out for science, but I might actually just be losing the game here.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
They are not from the same expansion. Well, at least I know. It's pretty much the way this deck works, man. You play Dungar and your opponent concedes. In a lot of cases. That had to be a frustrating game from their standpoint, because everything they did was just answered. And even the Dungar coming down on turn 9 was too much for him. Walking Mountain was from Badlands. I gotta try to remember that. I think when I took my year-long break, it was right around the time that Badlands came out.
Will I win? It's elementary.
Only death is colder than the depths.
Against Mage. Parrot Sanctuary. I like it. This is one of the keys to getting down the early Dungar.
Any problem?
Yeah, so this is another game where we just have turn 5 Dungar with the coin and then the both locations.
I smell golden in their waters.
The Mage gets to draw a bunch of cards here. And I can't even do this on turn 4. If I do, it delays me a turn on the Dungar, so I'm better off to just go for the Dungar on 5. That means they're going to have the opportunity to draw a lot, which is probably bad for me, but maybe I can hit like a pop-up book or a
limited time offer.
brochure or a malted magma. There's also a chance that I just get blown out of the game by like a King Tide. What do I do here? Maybe it's better to just delay the Dungar on purpose. They only have 5 cards in hand. I can like coin here and then next turn do this. I feel like I need to turn off their card draw. So next turn I've got this, use the location. This seems fine. Prevent them from drawing cards, makes it less likely they get to do something powerful. I just delay my thing a turn. It was an interesting expansion, Paladin for the win.
Just a portal
Ooh.
away from paradise.
Yeah, I kind of didn't want to see that. They have a 1 mana something. And if I have to, like, Volcano... Yeah, it's like they're just a turn faster than me. That's unfortunate. And it sets up lethal for him. Please.
Out of the question.
I mean, if I do this, it's just a concede. If I do this... Well, I mean, this keeps me from dying. No, wait, I'm still exactly dead on board because nothing died.
You are a survivor.
So I guess... If I had known that they had this in hand... I wouldn't have made the baking soda volcano play, so maybe it was just better to... it might have been a throw. There's no guarantee that I would win, but if I had the Dungar come down, I would have had my chances. I guess I need to remember that this is just a Dungar deck, so no matter what I do, I just need a Dungar on the earliest possible turn. You needed minion fodder against that tsunami. Yeah. Either minions on the board, or I needed, like if the Dungar comes down... there's potentially ways that I could have healed back up and not died.
Now, are you ready to fight?
I'm tempted to keep the cash cow because I have these other forms of removal. Because the coins will allow me to get out some of my bigger stuff. In this matchup, knowing that they're coming for my hit, you need to keep your stuff that can remove their board. This also heals, by the way.
Relax your mind.
And I kind of need to go ahead and just do this, even though it doesn't remove anything. Because there can be scenarios, like if they go Sigil into, how much damage this already is. If they had, like, Sigil into Roughhouser, then, sometimes it's just too much stuff on the board. This is a good start for him, so... Also, next turn I'm not going to be able to get down the cash cow. But I heal for 10 and I remove their board. But man, they've done so much damage already.
My wool itches for war.
Trust the pirate's code.
Nice. Kill the captain because they might get a location here. And then I can actually remove this even if I just have to triple malted magma.
I'm good in my head.
It's probably still just triple malted magma here. Perfect Farseer. Yeah.
So many choices.
I mean, my opponent is almost out of cards. I'm not sure how popular Paraglide is. I personally don't like the card, so they're basically top decking if they don't have Paraglide. And then next turn I can even like do this, and I'm healthy enough that I don't just die on the spot to Kayn. When I play this, it's a 50-50 between Turbulus and Dungar. Like, Dungar wins the game. They may have just, like, conceded or rage quit or something. Ooh, that's a weak turn. And actually, like, this next turn, it draws a Walking Mountain and a Cash Cow, so... Like, even if they have Kayn here, they hit me for 3. So I think I'm just okay. It's a little bit scarier with this coming down, if they potentially had, like, Kayn and another Roughhouser. Gonna start with the draw here. Perfect. They're running out of gas, I know, man, but still, like, 18's not even that healthy. But, I mean, Kayn is 4 mana. But I need minions to punch into. Like, if they have Kayn and they don't play it this turn, I need other stuff to punch into to heal back up, and then I'll feel comfortable. But yeah, this is looking pretty fine at this point. Plus I can evolve. I did hit a Walking Mountain. Could be a concede.
The desert sun strengthens my rays.
That should be it. Oh yeah, man. Why would you wait until I finish my turn? Just concede when you see the Walking Mountain. Alright, that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Always nice to see you. And I always enjoy getting to talk to you too through the chat. So thank you so much for that. Just remember, if you're going to play these Dungar decks, either Shaman or Druid, you want to play your Dungar as early as possible. And you're basically just hoping to high roll your opponents. There's not a whole lot of thinking. You know, you can still make mistakes, but... kind of like a, I don't want to say brain dead deck, but it's a good deck to play when you're not interested in making a lot of decisions and really sweating over Hearthstone. Thank you again, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time.